Hey, we're live. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my special guest is Marques Dailey. Man, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Happy to
Good.
be.
I'll put you on full screen. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come by and hang out with us, man. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell people where you're from and all that.
What's up, everybody? My name is Marques Dailey. I'm here in LA. I'm originally from Orange County, California, and born and raised here in California.
Right. So, Marques, you're a full-time reseller now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm full-time reseller. My main platform that I like and use is eBay. That's my bread and butter. I do a little bit of Macari, but I don't really post too much on there, so my main source is eBay.
Okay, so you do a little bit of Macari, but you're mainly on eBay. And so also, besides being a reseller, you're also a real estate agent. You got your real estate agent license, and you do a little bit of Airbnb as well, right?
Yes, Airbnb is great. I just got my real estate license last year, so I'm fairly new to the game, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm always into real estate, and that's why I got my real estate license because I want to do real estate, help people buy and sell, and then also invest into real estate. So I'm looking to work with investors that are trying to buy a property or flip property or want to do Airbnb, like you mentioned. I do Airbnb. So I've been doing that for it's been like 2 years now. Made a lot of money doing it. I I had two properties at one time. I'm down to one right now because, you know, when I first started, I didn't do it the right way. And you want to do it the right way and get the landlord's permission. And I didn't do that. So I ended up getting kicked out of that unit. But anyway, short-term rental is my expertise. I know how to do short-term rentals. I know how to manage units for other uh, owners if they would like to do that as well. So yeah, short-term rentals is the way to go. If you don't know that already, you should be really doing short-term rental. But a lot of people are doing long-term rental. But it's a yin and a yang. You know, you can go either way. But short-term rentals, you make a lot more money for short-term rentals.
All right, cool. So before we get started, I want to ask you a question because I'm in Tampa. You're in California. If someone was interested in getting their real estate license to be a licensed real estate agent, can you talk to them kind of how the process works? Like what you have to do? You have to go get your hours. You got to go take a test. There's some work behind the scenes that you have to do in order to get your license. Correct?
Correct. And I got my license when I was still having a full-time job. So it was like either you're going to go out and party or you're going to hit the books and read the books and then do the course test. So I did an online course. So with the online course, they give you the information, you read the books, and then you take chapter tests, and then you take 3 tests. You got to pass 3 tests before you can take your state test. So you take the course. Whenever you finish the course, if you can do it fast, you do it fast. But you finish the course, you take the test, then you can take your state test. You pay to take your state test. Once you pass your state test, you pay for all your licensing fees and your broker fees and your whoever you sign up with, and then you're on from there. But yeah, you can do it online. Most of the courses are online these days, anyways. So you just do that. Once you pass your test, like I said, you're on. But
Yeah. But
you you really got to be focused on reading the books.
yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about in California, but in Florida, the test is hard. So when I went through there, I had to I took the 2-week class. They had a 2-week like classroom setting where they would have like a little PowerPoint presentation and you would get your hours in 2 weeks and you had to take the test from the school. Then you would sit down take the state exam. But if something happens, if you don't pass it on your first try, you wait 30 days, you can go back and take the test again. But if somebody was interested in being a real estate agent, I'm just bringing it out there because in case somebody is interested and they wanted to know how to do it, there's a misconception. Some people think that you have to have a 4-year college degree in order to go get your license, and it ain't true. So that's why I brought it up.
You're right. You're absolutely
All right, cool.
right.
Right. So, Marques, talk to me, man. Tell me a little bit about your Airbnb deal that you have because I've never done Airbnb, and I think you said on Instagram that you're a super host on Airbnb. So, tell me what's the difference between being a regular host and a super host, and tell people like maybe some tips or pointers on how they can make money on Airbnb. Like, do they have to own the property? Can they like rent the property and sublease it out? Can you like rent a room out of your house? Like, explain how that works, bro.
Yes, there's so many different lanes you can go with Airbnb. That's why it's the greatest. Um, One way, let's talk about what I'm doing. I have a master lease. So this master lease means I have an agreement with the owner that he knows I'm doing Airbnb and he's bringing the place to me. I pay him whatever the rent is that he wants, and I keep everything on top. So that's the master lease with the agreement with your landlord. You could buy your property. If you have that, you have property you already have. You're an owner of property and you've been renting long-term tenants. You can flip it into an Airbnb and just short-term. It's not that much to manage it. I mean, it's on your phone. You apply the messages. If you don't even want to do that, you can outsource your messages. Anyway, so you could do retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage with Airbnb, that is just, again, just having an agreement with the owners of the unit, or it could be a boutique hotel. You can have an agreement, and you can take over ever many units you can handle, and you can pay them whatever they're asking for. But their agreement is they know you're doing Airbnb. All right, so you can do it that way, and you don't own properties. You just have properties everywhere, different cities, and you have agreements. All right. Then you can do management. You want to manage Airbnbs for different owners. I could do that. I was doing that for a while, but then coronavirus hit, and the guy couldn't. He didn't want to do it anymore, and the prices and everything went down for him. He was a friend. So you can do management deals. You can help owners with management. You don't have to do any properties if you don't want to do that. You can do management and help owners, and you manage their Airbnbs and their VRBOs or wherever they have the property wise. So that's a few different ways you could do Airbnb, and you don't have to have any money really. How I started was I moved out of my apartment and moved in with my girlfriend. So I already had that unit. I just flipped it into an Airbnb when I left. Girlfriend. So, and then like you say, you could rent out the rooms. If you have a big house, you just bought a house and you want to pay off this house faster, rent out those rooms. You know, if you're not afraid to have people in your house, rent out those rooms, make money on the house for your rent.
Okay, cool. Now, what you do when you do Airbnb, do you have to live? Does the house have to be in a certain area of town? Like, if I'm in Florida, do I need to be like nearby the beach? Does it need to be in a good neighborhood? And how do they go about screening the tenants? Does Airbnb screen the people for you? Do they leave a security deposit? Like, because I've never done it before, so that's why I'm asking you questions. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. You know?
No, of course, yeah. I'm here to explain how to do it. No, you can have Airbnb wherever. It doesn't matter. But you know, like you said, if it's in the downtown or by the beach, that's when you can charge premium. It's more expensive for those units. But you can have Airbnb wherever. It doesn't really matter. Every city, a lot of countries have Airbnbs. It's pretty much in every country, almost every state. Different states have different legal things going on with Airbnb, so you just gotta check your state. Some people want you to pay taxes. I mean, New Orleans wants you to pay some type of tax, and Austin wants you to pay some type of taxes when you sign it up. So different states have different legal terms going on, but you know, you can have your Airbnb wherever.
Right. And how do you know how much to charge someone to stay there? I mean, do you just look at other comparable, houses in the neighborhood? Do you look and say, okay, this hotel down the street is charging, $100, so I'm going to charge $100. Like, how do you know how much to charge the people, and how do you go about screening the people to make sure the person you're renting to isn't going to like tear your house up?
Right. The screening part, Airbnb handles the screening part, so you don't have to worry about that. And on your listing, you can put different requirements, whatever requirements you want. And when you're a super host, you can have more visibility. So when people are searching on the platform, looking for a place to stay, they can put on. They want their host to be a super host. Super host is the highest rated host. The host 5-star ratings over 6 months, 4 months. They reevaluate your account. All right, so Superhost, it gives you more visibility, gives you more ranking, and it's like the top host. It goes the highest is a plus host, so plus Superhost, and then regular. So Superhost, people can search for you faster and just on that tab, and that's how you can rank up better.
Right, but go ahead.
As far as the screening, Airbnb does the screening, and you can put another thing on your listing. If you don't want people to book instantly, they will have to message you and tell you what's going on before they book. You can turn that tab on. You can put on government issued ID and other requirements. You can put on the security deposit if you want that. Most people don't have security deposits. It's not really, you don't need one because if anything happens, there's $1 million guarantee from Airbnb on your listing if anything crazy happens. As far as you got to request money from the guests if they damage anything, you send it to the resolution center and they'll get that handled. So as far as safety and screening, Airbnb does all the screening. And if somebody's fishy, they already fish them out and won't let them book because they find different things going on with people trying to book all the time. And they put a little party blockage since people have been going crazy with the parties. They put a little party blockage on the accounts too now for screening.
Right, but you haven't had any major issues with Airbnb, right? You haven't had any issues where the property was damaged, or you had to call the police or evict anybody. You haven't had no major issues, right?
No, it's not that crazy. I only had like 1 or 2 issues, pretty big issues, but nothing crazy. Just some damage. Somebody damaged my carpet. I had to do a damage claim on them. But nothing really crazy. It's been good. You know, Airbnb people and that come use your unit, they take care of it. They're usually there for a couple days. Sometimes people are there for longer, a couple weeks, a month. But they usually tend to take care of your place. They're not there to party and trash and like people think. They take care of it more than a regular tenant. They're not there as long as a regular tenant. Regular tenants be breaking stuff breaks, they're there forever, they trash it. You know, the carpet's going to be destroyed them over a year or 2, however long they're there. So,
right, and so from what I understand on Airbnb, after the people check out, you can. It's almost kind of like eBay, where you can kind of rate and leave feedback on the person that left on your property, and they can leave feedback on you as a host. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's why you want to, have good relationships and be a good host when those people are staying in your unit, because it's all about the ratings. You got to have good ratings, or else you're not going to be a super host. And you want to be a super host to get more eyeballs on your listing, to get more bookings. So to be a super host, you just be a good host. How I did it is, I gave wine. I just gave them a bottle of wine and just for free and said thank you for staying. So I got my super host within a few months. You can get it within a few months once you first start, get those ratings and get a lot of good bookings.
Yeah, so your ratings is really important. It's similar to eBay, where you want to have 100% feedback. You want to make sure your customers are happy because you want to have repeat business. You want people to come back again and again. It may not be that exact person, but you want to have more bookings to come to your place, right? I wanted to catch some people in the chat. We got Living a Blessed Life and Improving Daily. He says, hey, I'm here to learn. We got Hyphen Gold here. It says having an income property is great. We got OC Victoria said, I'm just jumping in to say hello to see what's going on. It says we've stayed at a lot of Airbnbs and always had a good experience. So yeah. What I'm trying to find out, bro, is let's say I've never done Airbnb before and I want to get into the game, right? And let's say I don't have a whole lot of money to get started. I don't own rental properties that I can rent out. How can first of all, how much money can I make? Let's say I have like a little 1-bedroom studio apartment or something, right? Like you said that you were staying with your girlfriend and you rented out your place. How much money do you think that you can make in a week or maybe in a month from doing Airbnb? Like if I'm just getting started, let's say I'm renting out this apartment hypothetically. Okay, it's a hypothetical scenario. Let's say I have a one bedroom apartment somewhere, and my rent is $1,000 a month that I'm paying for rent for me to stay there, right? And let's say I got an apartment. It's just a little one bedroom, one bathroom, and maybe I'm in a similar situation. Maybe I'm going to stay with relatives, or maybe I'm going to stay with my girlfriend and rent out the one bedroom studio apartment. Like, what is an average rate that you think that you could rent something out for on Airbnb? I mean, would it be $100 a night, $150, 200? Like, what like is an average rate? Because I'm just curious. I've never done it before.
Right. The average rate, it depends on your, state that you're in. But the average rate usually 80 to 100. It depends. It goes up. So that studio, you could get 80 to 100 a night, and then depending on just like how the hotels do. So hotels, they change their prices. The price goes higher on the weekend. If it's a holiday, New Year's, Christmas, all these different holidays through the year, the prices boost up, just like the hotels. So you run your unit just like a hotel. Different days, different prices. It fluctuates. I use this system called Beyond Pricing. So Beyond Pricing, I don't have to go on my listing and change all the pricings every day. The pricings on Airbnb, when you're doing your listing and they say just go with the Airbnb listing, that's not the one to go with, because they're just there to get their whatever system they use is not good. So people use beyond pricing. People use different systems, and people just do it on their own. But yeah, depends. If you have a one bedroom, it depends on the bedrooms. More bedrooms, you charge more money. So a one bedroom, you could be charging like 150 to 200, depending on your state and the market and what's going on. I had a studio and I moved out of that, and I was making 2,000 plus, like 2,500. My rent was 975. So I was making 1,000 plus a month from that Airbnb.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
So yeah.
Hello? Yeah.
What? I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure if y'all can hear that in the background.
All right, got it.
Got
it. Hey, I'm sorry, man. They were calling me at work. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, I'll be right back, Marcus. Just go ahead. I wanted to ask you some more questions about Airbnb. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, I was making 1,000 plus on that unit. All right. So if you want to do Airbnb, you don't have to have money down. If you're in my situation, how I did it, just moved out and did it that way. But you can also just call landlords, call different landlords if you're trying to get into it, and set up a deal and get your Airbnb that way. Just call a bunch of landlords, people that are listing their property for rent. You can look on Craigslist. You can look on all those different platforms, apartment.com, and just call these landlords or call property managers. Are a little more harder to deal with because they're already managing the property themselves, and a lot of owners don't really want nobody doing short-term rental. But you can find people just by calling them and then working out a deal, a contract with them that they know you don't do Airbnb, and the agreement is cool. Then you can just do Airbnb that way. So you don't have to buy a property. You could do the retail arbitrage style with renting out different units and paying the landlord money, and they know that you're renting out for Airbnb. I'm not sure what happened. He froze over there. Maybe, I think he's having phone issues, service issues right now. Yeah, so Airbnb is a great platform. I paid off so much debt doing Airbnb just from doing that and making extra money. All right. I paid off all my credit card debt to 2019. You know, I just took the money, all the extra money I was getting from the Airbnb, and I paid off all my credit card. I didn't have a lot of credit card debt, but it was kind of up there. I had 2,000 there, had 1,000 here, had 200, $2,000 personal loan. You know, just stupid stuff. But that's why I got financial literate and started paying off stuff with this extra money that I was making from Airbnb. I'm looking to get some more units myself. If anybody wants to do some Airbnb, it don't matter what state, we can do that. We could do that. Always looking to collab. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if his thing is working. I'm gonna do an interview by myself. I guess we'll take a break. We'll wait until this gets situated.
Hey, Marcus, can you hear me? Your mic is off, bro.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just turned it off real quick.
yeah, I had an issue with my phone. I had to reboot it. So what I was going to say is when you're doing your Airbnb thing, you said just with one studio apartment, you were able to make like an extra $1,000 a month, just kind of semi-passive. And so whenever the people leave your studio or whatever, you got to go back in and like make the beds and clean the place up and all that after they check out, right?
I mean, if you want to, that's not the way I run my business. I'm hands off. So I have my maid clean it. So I'm hands off. I cleaned it a few times, you know, just to pocket the money, but the cleaning fee is charged to the guest. So you charge the guest the cleaning fee, whatever that fee is, that's going to cost you to have that unit clean by your maid. So I charge that. That's a charge for the guest. The guest pays the cleaning fee. You don't. It's not a cost to you. So the cleaning fee is paid, and I pay my maid, and they clean the unit. So I'm hands off. I'm not in there cleaning the unit after everybody leaves. That's a hands off situation. But if you want to do that to pocket the extra money that you charge the guest, you can do that if you want. But that's going to be more work for you. You're not going to be really doing it automated. How many? If you start getting more units, 5 plus, 10 plus, all these units, how you don't do that? So yeah, you got to automate and you use turnover B&B. That's what I use.
Okay, cool. So, can you kind of tell me a little bit about your reselling, man? Because you're a full time reseller now, and you used to work for Uber, right? And you were like working in the office for a while.
Lyft. Yeah.
Lyft. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that. So you were working in the office,
Yeah.
and then so you was already doing eBay part time. So how did you transition from kind of working part time? Or working part time as an eBay reseller to being a full time reseller. Can you kind of walk us through how that went for you?
Yeah. You know, things just came to an end. Got let go. I was doing that for 4 years. You know, working, you know, just a regular 9 to 5. But, you know, I was always an entrepreneur in heart. And then once that happened, that just, you know, all my focus went to just doing me, just working for myself full time now. You know, I always just been working for myself part time. But, you know, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So once I went full time all on myself, I just started scaling. and then focus on what I need to focus on to do what I need to do. And I started really listing a lot more items, doing a lot more thrifting, Goodwill bins, thrift stores, garage sales, buying product for cheap, flipping them online for a profit, doing a lot of retail arbitrage. All right, so going to the regular department stores, flipping those items. I also do drop shipping, not the drop shipping from AliExpress or Alibaba, all these cheap little products. I drop ship from department stores. So I see what items is on clearance. I see what items that are selling well. I list them on eBay as well, and I drop ship them when the order comes in. So all of those kind of things I put it into one, and that's what I do with eBay and resale.
Okay, cool. And I saw one of your videos recently, and I think you said that you did like $3,500 in sales in 1 week. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So tell people if they're trying to scale their business up where they can start making $3,500 a week in reselling. Because I know you said you were doing some retail arbitrage at Costco. Can you kind of give them some tips or tricks or pointers or advice on how they can do that?
Yeah, for the retail arbitrage, you just really got to check up on your stores. Always be going to your store, scan the items. If you scan the items and you look up and do your research on the items and you see that item is selling a lot, that's a good item to get to flip for the retail arbitrage side of things. As far as doing numbers like that, just really list. The more listings you could do a day, I think that helps more eyeballs on your store with different product always coming into your store, and sourcing products that are going to flip for higher profit. So higher profit margin on your finds. So try to find items you can buy for like $10, $15, but you can flip those into 100 plus. So the more profit you can get on those items, that's the better items you can make more money. That's how I made more money on those sales that week. It was a lot of higher profit items that were being sold.
Okay, cool. And so I definitely agree with you about listing more items, and it's kind of important to take your money and kind of reinvest it back into your eBay business, right?
Right.
So what are some of the items that you kind of specialize? Do you sell a certain niche of certain items that you specialize in selling? Like, do you do online arbitrage? Do you do a lot of retail arbitrage? Like, is there a certain niche? Like, do you sell a lot of shoes or hats or video games? Like, what's your area of items that you like to sell the most?
With me, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not a specific niche. I haven't really toned in on one that's I'm going to go all in on or something like that right now. I'm just kind of testing the market. I got all kinds of things. I got shoes. I got a lot of clothing. I got electronics. I got antiques. I got collectible things. I got toys. A few video game systems. I just sold a Nintendo, my old Nintendo 64 system. I lost the controllers and everything. I just sold it for parts. So I sold that for 50. Like, I'm all over the place. Like, so yeah, I'm not really niched down anything. I know there's stores that are niched down to specific things or only focus on specific things, but not me. I'm just all over the place with mine.
Right. Well, I saw your video and you were talking about how you were doing some retail arbitrage and you were buying stuff at Costco, because I like doing some retail arbitrage as well. And you were talking about like, hey, if I buy this item and for whatever reason the item, doesn't sell or doesn't sell for the money that I want it to sell for, you can always turn around and take it back to Costco and get your money back, right? So you basically got no risk in that item, because if you buy it to resell it and you don't, it's not selling as fast as you want it to, or it doesn't sell and you don't get the profit margins you want to, you don't have a lot of risk in the items. Like, I do something similar to that. Like, when I go to the Dollar Tree, I buy a lot of Blu-rays, let's say for $1 a piece, right? And I'll buy them new in the shrink wrap. And then for whatever reason, let's say 3 to 6 months down the road, if the item doesn't sell for the price that I want to sell it for, I can turn around and take those same items to the pawn shop and sell it to the pawn shop for $1 a piece. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like you're taking no risk on those items, because if they don't sell for the price you want them to sell for, you can always turn around to the store and take it back, right?
Right. That's great. Yeah, that is a great thing about it. So Costco, especially Costco, that's a good one. Costco, you don't even have to have the receipt. You just bring that item back, and then they'll take it back. But if you have your receipt, even better. But yeah, there's no risk. I mean, with other stores, there's kind of a risk. You got 30 days. Most people just have 30 days. As long as you bring it back within them 30 days, if you don't sell in those 30 days, just get your money back. But if you keep it past the 30 days, if you still want to bring it back later on, they'll just give you store credit and you can pick something else to try flipping. But yeah, there's no risk really if you just save your receipt with the other 30-day stores and bring it back if you need to. But yeah.
Right. So if you got the item and you look at the sold comps and you're like, man, this is going to be a hot item, because you said you had some items like right during shutdown that you bought and you thought it was going to be a good seller, and it was, and then you said eBay shut you down and you couldn't sell those items anymore. So instead of being like, oh crap, now I'm stuck with all this merchandise and I can't sell it, you just took it right back to the store because it was still new in the box. So you're just like, okay, if they're going to handcuff me and not let me sell it, I'm going to get my money back, right?
Right, that's what I did. I took it right back to Costco. It was the gloves. They put a block on the gloves. First, they put a block on the Lysol. But I already had gotten rid of all my Lysol. And I had got my Lysol from Home Depot for $5.79, $5.97 or something. I bought them all. It was like early March, February. They all sold. So I got those off before eBay blocked me on selling Lysol. And then I had the gloves. I was selling those for a while. I got them from Costco, and I was flipping those for 15 plus each, and I got a 3-pack for $5. And then I was going to get the medical gloves, but that's when they had put the block on, and I already bought them, but I just took them back, like you said. Yeah. So always get your money if you need to.
Right. I was just going to say, because sometimes people look at items, retail arbitrage, and think, man, this is a risk. I've got all this money tied up in this merchandise, and if it don't sell, I'm stuck with it. And I'm like, no, you can always offload the merchandise. You know what I'm saying? If you need the space or the item doesn't sell, or you were in that same situation where you're like, okay, I bought this merchandise to resell. Now, for whatever reason, I can't offload the merchandise and sell it. You just took it right back to the store and was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and get my money right back out of this and invest it into something else. So I just really thought that was a good, clever idea that not a lot of people are talking about, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I was watching your video about shopping at the Goodwill and Goodwill bins. Can you talk a little bit about that? If someone hasn't been to the Goodwill bins, or, you know, what they need to look for?
It depends on what you're selling. All right. Some people are in there looking for different items. All right. So when I go to the Goodwill bins, you could get a lot of items for cheap. It's for per pound. So it's better than even going to the regular old Goodwill. They get their merchandise from the regular Goodwill stores. Some items still got the regular Goodwill store tag on it, be like $7, $10. You know, they get all the merchandise from all the Goodwills, and then you just go in there and dig. It's the greatest place, man, because you get it so cheap. And you sell those items for a high profit on eBay. Like I got all these items for dirt cheap. So once you pass whatever you pay for, you could get a bag, $20 bag, be a lot of items. You can be in the profit with your first sale or your second sale. And then everything else after that is just clearly profit, because you only pay $30 for all this merchandise at the Goodwill bins, and then you just flip it online. But there's people that just look for books. There's a book guy.
So
he only gets books. He's not in there getting clothes. He gets to the bins that has the books.
right. And so what are some of the items that you're looking for to try to flip when you're at the Goodwill bins? I mean, are you looking for media items? Are you looking for stuff new with tags? Are you looking for video games? Like, are you just saying, okay, anything that just catches my eye? Are you just like, hey, I'm just going to go in here and look around, and if I see something that catches my eye, I'm going to put it in the cart and then look it up? Like, what's your strategy when you go to the bins?
When I go to the bins, there's no looking up items. Ain't no time for looking up items. There's competition in there. There's all these thrifting people, resellers, and there's competition. So when you get that bin, ain't no time for no looking up. You got to know what you're skipping. So I look for vintage items, a lot of vintage tees. I found 5 vintage tees in one day. That's one of my videos. If y'all can look it up, 5 vintage T-shirts in one day, and those T-shirts I sold 3 of them so far, and they sold for 150. One of them for $100. So these items, getting for $1, selling them for 100 plus. So I get those, and then any other items that I think I could flip. A lot of Nike items, name brand items, Adidas, Nikes, uh, LL Loom, workout clothes, anything I think I could flip that's in good shape. Jackets, I mean, name brand items that are good name brands. Buy those,
Right.
and then make sure they're in good shape, then it's fine.
Okay. Do they have a lot of shoes and stuff there as well?
They got a shoe bin. I done got plenty of shoes. I got roller skates that I flip, shoes, uh, uh, DVDs, toys. They have every different kind of category you could think of at the Goodwill bins.
Okay, give me 1 second.
All right, cool. So Marcus, man, what is? Give me your top 3 tips that would help somebody if they're a part-time reseller and they want to go full-time. What is like your top 3 tips that you would give somebody to help them grow their business?
I would say if you're first starting out and you want to get into this reselling, start with your house. So get the items that you're not using around your house. It could be anything, electronics, shoes, clothing, anything you think you can sell online, and just start with your house.
What is your name, sir?
It's Jeff.
Oh,
My name is Jeff. Jeff Doris.
and make money off of it. That's how I start. Other than that, just start sourcing. Go into using your money that you do got, your $20. You go to the building and get a lot of items. Start that way and flip it or garage sales. So, and then list. You can't just learn. You just got to go out there. Those are my 3 biggest tips. And also go out there and start executing.
Okay, this is what you gave me. I'm giving you 31 pieces.
Okay.
The more you list, the more opportunity you have to make money. So more listings, buying for cheap, selling for high, more opportunity you have. Those are the 3 tips I would give you for reselling, especially starting at your house.
Okay, cool. Now, is there any hot items right now that you could tell us to be on the lookout for? That's hot trending items right now.
Hot trending items right now. Let's see. You know, it's always changing. It's hard. It's hard to say. But I know clothing is
31.
always on sale. People always see clothing and they start buying for cheap because they don't want to buy regular, brand new. Save some money buying used. So I
Okay, yeah. Clothing could be good, especially if you get the right kind, like name brand stuff, like you were saying. So, do you have any other sourcing techniques? Have you sourced online? Have you like bought stuff in bulk? Have you bought like pallets, or have you bought like anything where you're getting, a couple hundred items in bulk sent to your house? Could you speak a little bit about that?
I don't really do a lot of bulk orders, but you can. When it was during the lockdown, I tried out bulk.com, but that's not really my style. I ended up getting the merchandise box, and I didn't like. If I were to get a box from them, I would need to get like a shoe box or something. But anyway, yeah, you can source through different liquidation places like that and get boxes of items. I have my wholesale license, so I can just go to downtown LA. I have a wholesale guy, and I could get items from them. I got my wholesale license, so I know a lot of suppliers where I can just get cases of stuff wholesale. I used to sell pool floats from Big Mouth Toys before they started selling to department stores, and I had I was getting cases of full floats from them, and I used to sell those on eBay as well, and at the what is it, the flea market on the weekends years ago. So get your wholesale license. If you get your wholesale license, you can get it straight from the supplier, all right, and they'll send you cases and stuff. Your wholesale license, you just have to go to your local state, do the paperwork to get your resale license. Once you have your resale license, that's what they ask you when you're trying to get wholesale prices on different merchandise.
Okay, awesome. So, have you bought any like big pallets of merchandise? Have you tried that out lately?
No, but I was thinking about it. I was watching some guy's video. He was talking about he got, the Goodwill pilots for like $20. And he would get like 5 or 10 items out of that pilot, but he got the pilot for $20. I mean, but yeah, I'm interested. I might do a little liquidation pilot. I know a lot of people do the pilots and they make a lot of money on those pilots and those returns.
Well, I think sometimes it's kind of a gamble because you don't know exactly what you're getting,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So, Marcus, could you talk about like if someone is interested, like, cause you had a full-time job and you was kind of doing reselling on the side, like talk a little bit about how your transition went from being a full-time employee to being a full-time entrepreneur. And if somebody is maybe kind of on the fence, maybe they're doing it part-time or maybe they're full-time and they want to try to grow and scale their business, what kind of like talk a little bit about your journey and talk about maybe some tips that would help somebody out. If you have anything that you can share off the top of your head, because not everybody is doing like I did like $300 in sales over the weekend. It wasn't nowhere near $3,500 in 1 week. You know what I'm saying? But we were selling different merchandise. But I was just saying, like, if somebody wanted to scale and grow their business, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. So, yeah, just grind. Just grind. Really, you got to put in that work. I know a lot of people. If you're just in a 9 to 5, you just can't be content with just having one source of income. So once you set up a different source like a side hustle and you start growing that side hustle more and more and more, you start investing and start putting more time into it and not just being satisfied with one source of income. You have different sources of income coming in. That's how you can invest more money into your side hustle to make that and grow that into wherever you want to grow it to. I mean, if you just want it to be, small, then you just keep it mellow. But if you want to step it up, you got to start doing more and investing that money into that business so you can continue to grow and put more money into it because you'll have more money coming. So you just really got to do your 9 to 5, but then also put in more work onto. If you're trying to leave that 9 to 5, you got to put in more work into your side hustle and continue to grow that and stay focused.
Right. So what you're saying is once you get off from work, you can't just come home and watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and just sit back and chill. You got to be listing items. You got to be sourcing. You got to be putting the time in to grow your business. Right. So I wanted to ask you a question, man. You were talking about on your YouTube channel that right when the lockdown was getting ready to go down, that you had bought a bunch of like little clippers where people will cut their hair with. And you said you bought them and they sold out like within a day or two, So is there anything else like items like that that's kind of, because I would have never have thought to buy like thinking, okay, a lot of people are locked up indoors and a lot of people can't go to the barbershop, so they're going to want to buy these clippers so they can cut their hair at home. So is there any other things like that you can think of where you're like, man, if I could just get my hands on these certain items, they would sell out within a day? Is there anything like that you could think of?
Yeah, you just got to just pay attention to what's going on in the market. So really what's going on in the market, you just got to really pay attention on that's how I did it. But because it was in a lockdown and all the things that are going on, people couldn't get the haircuts. And then I had seen online, just doing some research, like, oh, dang. And I saw those at Costco. I was like, oh, man, those things are selling like crazy. I need to get me some. But every time I was there, they was like, we sold out, we sold out, we sold out. And then one day when I was at Costco, they was there. And I was like, oh, snap, it was my opportunity. And I bought them all. So I bought the rest of them they had there. So yeah, it just goes like that. Sometimes you see items that are selling really well, just like we had another lockdown when they was doing like the patio stuff. Everybody at the restaurants had like the patio things, and then I guess like I missed it, but the heating lamps were selling like crazy because they were doing all the outdoor. Everybody was turning their restaurant into outdoor spaces, and they needed this equipment and these things, and they're doing a lot of buying online. But sometimes you just miss it. You just got to be on it when it's those items are selling like that. It's just because things are going on in the world that made those items sell like that. Normally, those hair clippers ain't selling like that. It was just because the situation we was in at the time, and then it's gone just like that.
Right, man. So I wanted to talk to some people in the chat because we got a bunch of people in the chat here hanging out with us. We got Hot Flip Heidi in the house. We got Sal said hello. We have a great guest here. We got Regina in the house. We got Miss Taffy here. We got Wendy here. Wendy just started her own YouTube channel, guys. And we got Regina here, Kentucky Fan 42, OC Victoria, and Bearded Veteran. And then we had Hyphen Gold and Living a Blessed Life. So, hey, man, I wanted to talk to you about what are some of your goals that you have for yourself? Now we're in the year 2021. Like, have you sit down and really thought about, man, I'm in the year 2021. Here's some of my projects or goals of things that I want to accomplish going into 2021. Like, you have 2 or 3 off the top of your head that you want to work towards?
Yeah, I got a lot of goals. It's good to write down your goals and, could stay consistent on what you want to accomplish. A goal of mine to increase my eBay numbers. I was trying to hit 100,000. Like I said in my video, if you haven't seen it, I didn't hit it, but that's what I want to hit in a year or below. However long it take me, but that's one of my goals right there. And then on the other side of that is just increasing my real estate, getting my first property for myself, selling the property, getting more Airbnb units. That's some real estate goals for me. Some Toro goals, just getting another car, increasing my Toro rental cars, see how that business goes, and just keep on trying different things. You just got to try different things. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm going to try whatever I want, whatever sticks the most, whatever I'm happy with the most. That's what I'm going to continue to grow the most. But I'm always going to dibble and dabble and learn and keep trying different things. That's how you got to know what you like. You got to try it. And it's all about my happiness, whatever makes me happy. So that's what it's all about.
Right.
Happiness. So if you're not happy, like I wasn't happy with my 9 to 5 anymore. It was just like, it was not for me. It's like, man, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I shouldn't be doing this. This should be doing what I want to do. Like, just your happiness is key. So that's what I'm focusing on.
Right. Yeah. Right. I YouTube video. We talked about reselling. I want to mention the Toro business. So, buy a car.
I'm not really sure that you're breaking up. I don't understand. I couldn't hear the question.
Oh, I said, hey, can you tell us a little bit about Toro? Talked about Marcus has his real estate license. He's a licensed real estate agent, right? We talked a little bit about Airbnb, and then we talked about reselling. And I wanted to ask you a few questions about Toro. If somebody wanted to get a car and rent it out on Toro, how would they go about doing that? Because like when you get ready to rent the car out, you got to like take photos of it. You got to fill the gas tank up. Like, is it similar to Airbnb? Kind of give us the rundown of how that works. Because I've never done the platform before.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a car rental. It's like Airbnb, everything on your phone. Yeah, it's the Airbnb for cars. So people want to book a car, they just go on the app. They search what kind of car they want. There's a price for it. They pay. They come meet the host wherever they say they want to meet. And then some of the cars are even they don't even have to meet. It's just automatic. All right, there's a little code, automatic contactless pickup. So it depends. But yeah, once you get a car, Turo takes their little commission. There's different plans you can choose for the percentage they will take from you from the booking. So there's a 70 plan, 80 plan. It depends. When everybody books, they're backed up with Turo's insurance on the platform. When they rent a car, you have your registration and insurance, everything under you already. But yeah, it's through Turo. Everything's through them. They do the back end. They check the customer, whoever's written the car, the license, and all that stuff. It's just like Airbnb. They check out your car with the photos on there, and you put the terms and condition. Full tank, clean car. So I give them a full tank. Car's clean when they come pick it up for me, and when they bring it back, I need a full tank. And if it's damaged or anything, you have to put in a claim. You'll do that with Turo.
Okay, cool. But do you have to have any kind of special insurance or anything like that from your insurance company to do that? Or you just have regular full coverage and you're good to go? Or what? You have to notify your insurance company and saying, hey, I'm going to rent my car out on Turo? Or what do I need to do in order to sign up to do this?
Nah, they don't need to know any of that. I just do your regular insurance, full coverage, bumper to bumper, all that kind of good stuff, whatever you want to get. But no, you don't have to get any extra stuff or any extra special insurance.
Okay, cool. I've saw some other people on YouTube that was renting out cars on Turo, and some of these guys were making, an extra $700, $800, or $1,000 a month by doing that. Would you recommend a certain type of car that someone would get? Like, would you recommend a Honda or Toyota, or is there a certain type of car that you would recommend to do this with? Because rental cars, people don't usually take care of the rental cars when they're renting them. So, do you have something like a dependable vehicle? Like, if I wanted to get started in Turo, what would you recommend? Like, two or three things that I should do to get started doing that business?
First thing you want to do is write down who's your target customer. All right. Are you going after people that want to get a luxury car? Or are you going for somebody that just economy car? Or are you going for somebody that just wants the cheapest car? So you got to pick out your target market. Whatever target market you're trying to do, that's the car you should get. If you want to focus on people that want luxury, get a luxury car. If you want to focus on just regular car, to get a regular car. But you could do your research on your city or town, wherever you're at, and you can look on Turo on the computer, not on your app, and look up which cars is making what percentage each month. Not guaranteed, but they give you like a breakdown of like this car would make this much potentially this month. So you could do your research on what kind of car you're going to get. I just got a little 2-seater smart car just to test it out and see what's going on, because I didn't want to do no payments yet. I just want to test it out. I'll eventually get it. I might go luxury or right under luxury for the next car, but I don't have no payment. I don't have no loan on that. That's just a cash buy. So for me to test out. So I would say test out and look up your market wherever you're at and see what cars are going for. You can just do your research and see what cars are going for in your market or wherever you live.
Okay, now, do you have to meet the people like at the airport, or do they come to you, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can put in your listing if you want the price, what it will be for you to meet them at the airport. So it's extra for that. So $50, $100 for me to meet you at the airport. Or you can just come pick it up. Or like I said, there are different vehicles where you can just have it contactless pickup and you don't even have to meet them. But mine, they have to meet me. I just tell them where to meet me. They come pick up the car from where I'm at. We do the checkout. You take the photos, check all the gas and everything, and then they take off from there.
Okay, cool. Hey, Marques, talk a little bit about your YouTube channel, man.
Oh, my YouTube channel. It's been great. I appreciate everybody watching the videos. I've been on YouTube for years now, but I just recently, this past year, 2020, started making a lot more videos. I'm gonna keep on making a lot more videos, but always
Yeah.
been into videos.
Right. All right. So tell people where they can check you out, man, on YouTube and Instagram. I got your channel is linked in the description. Tell people where they can check you out, man.
Yeah, check me out on YouTube at Marques Dailey, and then my Instagram, Marques on Next. So it's Marques MarquesIM
Yeah.
then Next at Instagram.
Right. Well, we're trying to get Marcus to a 1K subscribers, guys. So go by and check him out. Like I said, I mean, we talked about real estate license today. We talked about Airbnb. We talked about Toro. We talked about reselling. You know, Marcus is talking about how he made $3,500 in 1 week just reselling. So if you're interested in any of that, go by and check out my man Marcus. He's got information on all that. And, you know, he went from working a full-time job to being a full-time entrepreneur. So if you guys have some time or whatever, go check him out. We're going to try to get Marcus to 1K subscribers in 2021. I believe we can do that, bro.
Yeah, I'm working on my YouTube numbers as well. You know, slowly but surely, and then we'll get there. Yeah,
well, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen, bro. We're gonna make it happen, man. And I hope you get all your goals that you have for yourself in 2021, man. Because I know we talked about, you know, working on your reselling business, because you made like 50,000 last year. People think that you just low key. My man made, you know, the 50,000 plus just in sales and reselling. So you're out here getting it, bro. So for sure, if you guys get a chance, go check out my man Marcus. I got his Instagram and YouTube down in the description. And give me your final thoughts, bro, and we'll get you out of here, man. And we do appreciate you taking time out of your day to hang out with me today.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me. You know, this is a great experience. Talk to the community about reselling, about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Thankful for, you know, everything, man. Thankful to be on the show. Thankful to be alive. Thankful for my reselling businesses, you know.
Right. Give people your final thoughts, though, bro, and we'll let you go. Man, if you have any other final thoughts to tell people, because we've had a lot of adversity going on with the lockdowns, just with everything that's been going on this past year, 2020. This is a new day. It's a new year, 2021. We're going to make it happen, right?
Right. Just stay focused on whatever you're trying to accomplish. You know, stay focused, keep grinding, and stay positive, and just continue to grind. And whatever makes you happy, that's what you should be doing. All right. Your happiness is key. You want to be happy and show a lot of gratitude and keep things moving in a positive way. I know there's a lot of things going on, but the key thing is to not get down and get negative on yourself or situations that are going on. To stay positive and keep on working to what you want to accomplish. Remember to write it down. Always write your stuff down and track it and cross off them goals when you can.
Right, I'm with you, bro. I got a whole notebook of stuff that I write the stuff down, you know. So I'm with you. If you want to put your ideas from in your head to on piece of paper, that way you can track them. If you say this is what I'm going to do, you can keep it to track a pen and paper and look at it every day to make sure you're heading in the right direction. So I wanted to say hi to Mo, is in the chat hanging out with us. We had Angie Resells is here. I wanted to say hi to Derek, Fundamentals of Side Hustling. He just dropped a $5 super chat, man. We appreciate you coming by to hang out with us, man. We were just talking about you, bro. So thank you for coming by and hanging out with us today. And we had Oso Victoria. She says our guest has got it going on. So yeah, exactly. If you guys get a chance, go check my man out. We're going to try to get him to 1K subscribers this year. So hey, Marcus, thanks for hanging out with me today, bro. We appreciate you guys. And if you get a chance, also go check out Derek for Fundamentals of Side Hustling. Yeah. He's got a good channel. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Right? Bye.
See ya.